Papa.
Police here, your police then I went for police.
Pa.
Yes, see a police in I catch yourself a crown and fin was said and cried Jam Winslow. Now we are there, I'm sure we are. Ah, police. You know, how can be a night crown and can move up to me. Now the police in my family, national and the city Kurunga. Within 15 minutes, can have insurance, a jabatum, a jabatum, 15 minutes. Opa, police no. Tell me what happened. I am calling my organizers.
Yes.
15 minutes. One my family go police station. One day I you receive them.
Share.
God, you not small boys out. You not small boys out. A crowd film go what? You don't know I one. Means no who take.
Peace FM 104.3. Who to me target? Peace FM.
Yanto ajumedi swear you through ECG semi fan to ja. Sir, Ochina 13th March, Omobeye plan maintenance been tibe dun kania. Doyumu, Ayikuma, and our Westlands. Mona Mudemui. Doyumu, Ayikuma, Doyumu. Go where you are doing. Doyumu, Ayikuma, and our Westlands. Ake in Kenya, Ake, Abagbe Light. Chibani. Achen.
Jamina do na on
Me who watch it.
Kwame Beshiro. What's what woman?
Oh, Jamina do be ben. Atik Mohammed.
Chairman General.
See, minim say Atik Mensan say there. Professor.
Yes sir.
Apum.
Apum den ke nyame adarom.
Akabutum.
Men can count. And now we are bridging inferences.
Bridging inferences. Wow, subject. Prof, and then the minim say Adaji knew.
Yes.
But when you mean Adaji in Teja, Medasi. Oh.
And a program.
Sabi me so many wine. Prof Medasi. Prof, me no fiase na etimi wie nako. Enra mampani coronavirus you aka ho asem Sika dia to her city equivalent of $100 million. Is Electoral Commission for Nomugusu, Amanyo for Nomugusu, NDC force one district, one village, one dam. Omoba Bema and another Dimeko Court. One how Kumsin. San common so but Prof, now open Bia no defa. Nini and come off a faith na. Pachoko Troy Dimension.
Kabe my main say. Yeah, cheerful.
Yeah, Joso.
Some I can't go and say some natural that.
Dear him.
Coquana say, Uncle for Cocoa buy us and to mem, yeah, called your choir or half. Uncle Doko, and Coquana say, or no on Koji, so quiet be no cocoa.
Okay.
Now, on more Jequire now, or the big bessin.
Or the big bessin.
Some Mumunia Coco, no big bessin. Na se besono enyini na otia o de bekosim na o de besono
article ho
akosesa age
ponko fita and also se ponko no nyini na se ponko no wo a ne ba no da bia osore a obedwa no kama ana de kuma so papa se ne se ponko no wo a ne ba no metra ne so also saw me ponko baso apono bana mo ye wo oh bisi unye nua also betan ponko bana so enti onyankoje asase no dabi ana besen so nyazo de share from na de tie na anyini na so na wate na de akosu akoton age ponko ba enti dam no ho asem de maka no oh bro baby I don't go find okay ati asie
ma memra yare ni edru na
ena se sa boni pe ho
kwam se akamem dua boba ko ne se yare ni edru ne beku obi kan sa eya yem hyehye pa
yare ni edru
ese padro kan so oh ebia osisi baye oya o wa rechem se wa ha obenya dozini bia mo atete drama o na on fem baye oya bakro bold dua se wo yare ni edru na beku a kwa be so oyem hyehye na bi nam sɛ atie pie ewiase nyinaa entansi sɛ wiase nyinaa yare bi aba na bi kwa ha na ade be chen wo se atre kwa ha ade be chen na atre kwa ha kwame enwanwa papa science for ye o mo fam de na ye ya gi nyame die nso nim se ese nyame nso bem na se bo ni bi ne ya o de ache akwame sha se kakra o China na ye wa resume se wa hwe abeka hwa se nso China so ka aman a tumpo kwanimu a omka ho ana omo no antimi ansa no na ya de mani de e ko je amade
ye mu no
ya de mani na o ko je amade o hefa enti yes president akasa isan se minyawo ameyo se mate amada me ho so yeti yese bepem ne ebi enyansi ha enipa yese ne susu se bi aka wo no nyame adom ye ko hwe mu entesa da so eni se yetena ho ema de no bedru hansa nti ahobambo ho hia pa na mpenfo se due nya wo ba wo no ye twaso na yensensen so enua bi nso kura ni eden utwa so abon se ne hine no bi kura nso ahyase afifi de se pe kwan ya ye de de ma betutu yie se de be ade no kura enya mewuram ene akase ye pa no dro
but se be wuremu a
enya wuremu a ene ne ade niam a ye de toto na be yie de dampen for se eja to ronko bodu se mo a dampen for de na ombuye na de na om se aya se nsuosu de ho na me hu se eja mpantru do nso ho no ya bi o a edem frama na nam nti se genro na wo abodu se na adi nka afa wo de anu nsuo ma fa ene eja no ebetom kra afa dada nti ese yesisi niema emma se china bi na de chie bi na bibisa akosia ye ho bekire ye come making legon bese eyakoba ebusumini ayete sade ba na vc nene mpenfo share say director of Legon Hospital or director of Noguchi omun kotrase na omun tintim ekwa bi ebetumi afaso na se ebi esia ye ho nkɔkyere pa de tia na ye nsanse say your school na ho bebre wom
yeah
yes school for free American by ba omo free Europe by ba ya Africa ha omo free Caribbean this ya senior mai anu ye na BBC sa pair ana ya so na ya class ba ko nipa ba ha asen any meetings a hobo a ye kwa be a great hall ye nyina akohia ho eti university no hu say ye nya bibi ansa na yempa dan bia say yempa say yesusu kura so obi anya bia ye betum de na akohiem say de be ya ye bepa drama no na enkosan obi eti ayesa president hu say yanwe ba bia ade no ekɔ no say yamfa nema antutu yi a wa hwe ya na ye be gyina mfofo ho ahwa na anyini abeda no kwae nti aye na $100 million kwame say enye ne na sika mu aye ha nka nye sika ketwa o
apanyi sila nye sika ketwa
na sa sika we nyina aka ye wo bibi o ha nke betum di aye o and so China fu ya kokan be kan ye and na wiase nyina hu say yadum de ekɔ no enti na no nwa ne say etola bia afu o hia wo say etumi ehye na twa afu ba ko me ho na jantom te afu a wo benkum anhye de woni fa hye asoro hye bo say na afu bi e wo mfimfin ebi na say ato ye no say ya tese bi abatogo ya tese ye soro ha Burkina ebi aba
Côte d'Ivoire
na ya tese Côte d'Ivoire ba akapum na yente ye na just ade na etwa ye ho ahia maye trimu nye de say asa ye nko anya me do yen amoroso bintina yende de aya ye betumi adwaye num so oh yen ebi mada Ebola bae odo anu do nre bi won wo David anu do te ana so atram kofo mu a bedofu wa pue won nam de kosi odum ho anam de afa wa wa hu am de akosi subo hwa na e wo ho num metwa ha aja o te ha
ezo do anu ado
enti yam fa ne mangua akwan so me kan president ya kan o say this car we ba no scatter e be hye ni pansem ansa na ya dwuma o e be hye ni pansem ansa na kwa ya dwuma obi asikai bi back fan ensem bia o say yes ya re na ya friend corona virus no e no ho adwuma na ye e bi asida ebra bi kuma se mfie be aduasani na sanitation ni bibi say by UN project bi na ya damfo bi a or sociology and all kodano I mean also call office na or koshano no okoye na so musisi ho and or country nkofo bi so nkofwe na mo penkonwa ene ayimra sam ebinum te say project no ba near all fan ho adwen so obeto prot to na wa na adwen say ono obesi dan wo you know there's project we dey enquiry na me kai pa menya de ho do so obeware ho no that project na nya ba mzo osimo ayi tonko nyambra odi kodwan ba o say ofsha sankodwan we ne boyi a papa yi kan any invoice no enko
Debi
no ya na je so no abefam ba ko hwe bi okoye na ne de aba no ebo na ho ho no enrum fankra
that's right
cause maza ngonya we be sa ko be bi free we ko fa we ba wo so da bi be sa ko to se dru ba bi no okwadwuma o tia obi a nhye dan so no so obaji so wunyi so ne ngodwene yam se meye na no na meye ye ni se sika we kapre bakra da ne nkwanta e ko fa ba bi
si ebi se ne ebi hu
enti obia ebi bekon obia nti na teto no mbodua no teto ti no mbodua no
that is depend bibi so dia bossing bi
yes danka we so I say sika we e dia ma me dia ne se me mfanye no me che boss e do anam de beye isensa dia e fa owo ne nkwankwanta ho na try na dia ma wo se hwema to sisi niema no na nyeye na sa wo ya wadwen se afi na wo ukoko aso a wo bete ye ko fitamu ebribra a wo te a wia kwame nyame no bidi
open de any ko fitam ne de any
ebribra ni the
main so ni ba to ntimi misa
ebribra ni main season no okay eba September mu ko October mu enu bro nyambre na koko so apo ko fitamu no sabri
okay
March April mu ni May ho baby bibi to mi ba etina ya na say ebribra de emumodu yes enu ne modu enti kwame ye besre say Scandia president akan so enya dwuma se ne se finance minister any in the ministry of bra se omoma sika no ba na ye dwuma no se ba enko dru se ankofo pebi dia ye bibi ne se ye twa ye ma eno ho no ana omo so a omo wo ya hye so no kwame ho so na ehu ya hye so ina okay wo ye fida dem ho ebre bi ba na bibi fa hye so nam so ya ommomode anya na script for business open e nguji se a hye so ye betumi asoso ye nsa se we gira ha ye nim sa muntimi nsoso mo nsa na mum se mode ensinia nem e de nukredie e gira a hye so eni nyamisro eni oman ho do e gira a hye no so a ye nyini se obi a sebe yare mbi aka no epese ofa kwamboni so bewuram ema adie ni eyen a mo behwe ama basa di kwa me ye nyina efa hunyim omampani ka se mo amo ebo dawre nso yesra mo amu nyina mo moa na ya mankofo the one nkoso na nkofo hu nneema ese ye ene nneema eni se ye ade abeden kakra wo ye mamu ne ya mamra bi se ne esitie no za entia se ne hu se ehun ewon faso yi na wakwaye na kwabe ugina baabi na unya monsa na ohine bitiro na o se nana machi o unya monsa sei andi abasa nananum se ade no abasa kramodak na was abasa ndi nananum se madaromo we de mo chewani se betom na ya bia ya ntimi amakoto antia monsem a na efridie anye aniamo ho anye boapaye ena nye se yenimuni na yade eni na bia abekan ya bompa ye se eto betwa eto twa nananum anidie aya se yede mamu de aka mu nyina aries ya aka mu nyina yede ma de be mamu na ye
we dey no show
so we no baba nti wa ha de se ye ntumi nya na nidie kwan so
prof madam bia sanitary bia ba se na omuso ndidi twoba yesuso yi kwa mo do hinde bitwa
kare eniama de doso ena me ka se aban be ye no fam de science for ebe kire na ese ye efam ankrankre ahunidie enso wom na nyame nso ensa beka ho kwa me be ye
I'm penny on the $100 million Ghana Sika equivalent or the two or the chat to see the bay juma akadiaka. Chief, any comments? And Prof, where you?
Man, fancy one minute.
Okay. Maso dama.
My comments. I mean, that Mokota Wachepa na onam de Yakuponzi. Afrikuru otutu Olive Kajaron yidire nyim na eke Star Girl ne afidunti ne dam go pu mu water
Star Girl Bema
Star Girl Bema Chief Antigua na kwame in fact munua Joja Sari na ne ani won so obo homboden wo kan nyankofo boma fine na wachire Yakupon do wadima yesterday ma ordinary so mbia Yakupon ma onkodu yeman amene na zezu mukopo obi manto na Mrs. Atara Mwate ame epona otum zentinyi ne medwuma de na meyede ma me party na mama Ghana me de bi de fa we freedom kwame otum poma menyije no sa ka chem de mama waso ante de emibia ebututu na de ko yibon mama so ante na Ope unjumadinti.
But you Oyibo side.
Watu kwame
Queen side and now but down from the side.
Kwame Oyibo with Oledi.
Okay.
Okay, you know. Ekwa na mama so ate. Kwame sema openyi waken yiti de offer corona semi hu. Kwame dodo na menyene be adwen sentin de. Ensemi be yi na he nyina oya sama oye hia asem odemaye. Kwame yarbasu di intum fanya onua na onye owu enti etire se bi onyanko na abodu se hwa nanka apensu edesi ho a mesimo be aja to udima ede konu enti na hawa Ghana fu pi nyina anyi de asema yeti na yerbe obe kwame se manusi sumunado na obemben yen ya opopo ekromi obopo yemema nanka anamona yetu onye de enti oyenyije sem de omaben wakan de odiska boto wode yebohena yeda ye nhihyeya ame anyembia se obopo yemai mhampo a ona mhihyeya ya yen yebotum ya boye ho ban ama ontumi ndin ewu de ofibri to be ma yete doro kodo wo amanaman pim akwame nsema odi tugwa no ma oyada oyehia sampa na nansia emre yesu ye hwe ni TV do oye entry pointer o ma pe ina kasa ofi akwentum be ye hwe djuma okotru wo airport na ade akwame even though ye fakwana ye check nkrofo on temperature nkrofo ba order wo do gwa so ye so fa hi so kusin na nyimpa binum a wa kwadr sebi ayarsa ne mudwuma na wa dwenye de Anyembia obi mporuba na so bodu na mmea odiwuramun na nzaman oye no boduri no nzama agin 70 we kodum pempendu bi oye hawa ye beyenden ba me keka ni nyina kusa na oba besi de ehu behia da ye baboa ye ho asoma na cases are orba bi wo ha baka de suspected no fa hi kusi hi am say hwem na so oba ne ebi apart from there ye suspecting wa banda mo tinya eba anamon na yetu na yare safa kwando mesmo be ya humpo a wo hon wo hospital ho a wo kwa kosa yare banda maji ontra na onkaka won maji nyina no ya da ohawadwen wa me entry point ye kan wa semen itema we bopo Burkina itema okotogo itema oko Ivory Coast na kwa me hu de sebi onye de yedi target nyina yedi besi de yehwe ebibi ma iwimshen offer yetu anamona ne eko man bi dokra na obi boy abado de anamona yetu odi faye airport oyi sentin de yeba nkrofo wodi nkrofo famu hwede enye bia na enye bi na kwa me ye borders ya anyimpa ko oba odigwa de biara adamaji wakwa akopui hon neso aba enhihye ina yedi retugwa sikani zoye $100 million dem ayaka na edi ba yem man musika ma kwa musika buburo a obotum waye dwuma ahoro na mum enwon na wo tu dem na mo no ma waye dem mfaso ama he no kwa me won so se bi ho na ohwe wondo na wana muntu otedanyi enne boda wo hon ehwe nyimpa dodo a wokum na nyimpa dodo a worba kwa me ehu be hia de se ya tede yarba ni bi aben ha na processes a yefema ye de prevent de obi ntum mfa bi onfamfa ewimhye onban na kwa me chede order them processes in ye manemu odok okwadr ewo yen friend borders ahuroi if you are matide o man paying information ministry obe lead de urubo ma nyimpa pi na wate ame na no mhwe na UTV wo ye program bia wonyin crofudi nkitahu obi sa won na wadwenye de ame obi kra de o se ite na se mo ka odi fedi ba ho nti ono ndema bi wo ha ondinti na adwenye de coronavirus na ye kan onyada obotum wa ben ite obi so also ame ono de opo adwuma bia ne tot video otwebi enti se bibi run system no mu na se ehwe won system no ma corona naga so go run system no ma ensani nyini bedi I mean it tells you clearly there sebi nyimpa pi na hon tase wo damadi hon owo echi da minti se ye babo de uru na se kwame ya ma enkrofo wata na asudi beda dam asoye oye Ministry of Information obedi dem kwa kwame me video nyi de ye di gina hon koten kwame ode ye trem ye de call ma local government wo ma sebi representatives across the district oye MMDCs en won so wonya adwuma bi a won so obedi na wa ka ho asem whether fa nkrofo bi won do manyimpa dodo no wa chase kwame education ministry so ode oji isine na do wo kwan bido na yehwe kwana yebafada yebotum yama de urubon wa kofom ema yensuku fom moframa wo ko wo ba no so wate ame ne abrewe bi ho ofia abranti ofi krom baban mo wo krom no ba bobo dam abrewa no enti se yejesi yenyidu de yeruko na yebohu de ru ni yetweska ame dam nzeme nyina na ode yehwe na yetintin ama dam de urubon na yebon wetum we kodum pempendu bi ene da na menye doctor okuboy wo efribido I mean na me bisa ne enchechema odi chiremun asedatro no o ma menye nti ye bi de kwa me sebi ade no oba na so ogboro umukura na nye do ro umu na sebi asensena enye wo be bi rukọ senti inde ye wonema bi wo ye mu a okuntia na Dr. Fusu obohu aka no damadi ya waka winti ode ye do tubia bi ne ehwe kwa me damadi na across the regional hospitals and some of the districts yes started the Ministry of Health auto to the menzama ama aspiti bianu wenya bia anyem biara manu sisimuna do so kaka obi na oba na dam nyimpan yakona yakwako ye ne duru kwa ma me emfa no nkoto bia bia oyede bia nyimpa nyina wo ho ama sebia ono owoda madini bia wentum efini du na wanko say ye start the ye dem nhihye na ye hu de sika sebia o man panyin wetwa order to we why emfaso ye tu anamon bia ya ye prepared de bibi batu ho a sebia ibutum ya kwati na kwa me say anye ndam na ye ne kasa na de bia ye kanen na sika wetwa to ho nti o man panyin di na no aka sika no susu obefi finance wo bokwa kodu mrembia o de wotum odi adwuma ono so se enyi nzi echi na onfi ho onkonkodu a na kwa me yegina kosansa de same na yerba ya ka de yemfa nyi obi ne di o ya da yerka ho asemi na o man panyin wa ka odi osi odi be yoyo ma ahoto wa bo mai kakra me de baka
meda say obi so za abade how about the ye didi aye there we are prepared we are prepared you be man ko fukra ba ha more America say
I'm on na me ka de say you prepare o ye numa na efom na nkasa say bi oboto ye na ye botu hu anamon no ye nye prepared enough ono na o de asemba e o de o ma opinion ka asem bi no factor bi o ha o de shema ame eya na onyamesum nko echira ebeka de corona aba na ye ka ese bompai de but ame obi o ha a doctor decline no nyi when you fi hospital kwa asolifi ame se ompai bonu so ye dwumo so ye dwumo dem nyipa no we gina na do ye kan dam so na so for mfa ho until free na ebi mbubu nsu nsi ho de e busu si ho ya bodun pet baji suna eji suna se ichia onyankupo na se bi ba ho a de fa onsa ho obey na che de ru na ye bo na papa na ye hwen no bi su de fa kwan bi do oda say the assembly mountain
oh mountain open we dey any dey mu obi bisa say chief can about in kofa we it's banned no obi so a vegetarian so vegetarian ni tree dey
Alright, we need.
Yeah, can nama. It's homa. Obi ko domino so ya to namre bit me fish. Bit me meat. A bit me chicken. No na cry nya nama ngo fufu bi ana enwa no manya. Ti say obi a vegetarian na so on me sa ne man nyina. E bit me friends anwenam.
Anwenam.
Yes. Na obi so bet me aka say na mama bi a high dan o papa fie o krofrom enti 2 or 3 kumase na friend mama chiri fufuo make ebi anema etiem wana aduma prempe bi emle ono so journalist na friend mama chiri fufuo kese fufuo no obi pa obi me aka so obu chiri nam ba u chiri na chese unni bi da kra
okay
ade a obi chiri na chese onni kra mi say mi tra cheche bia nti me nwi bi da abia na vegetarian no ono wa wi nam da na dru ba bi no no ase on bi ti just army nam
okay
as compared to chifufu ana apenam and interestingly my cross na boy bi o yasmani we from no mum chirapesi
apesi
ana bia nko be
obi o se
enti obo ngba na odi fufu ana abete
wow
yes
on purpose
and them say anwen nam no chese npa ko na twen ho afri nam
enti ene Esiama ne John over to you anwen nam is that professor Ati quick comments on corona and if you any other matters
Yes, chairman. I'm in charge for you now. I'm say WHO for amaya say it's become a global pandemic. Not just
it's actually become a pandemic, not a global pandemic.
But Jose,
it's a pandemic, not a global pandemic.
Say okay, epidemic. Hey,
case of tautology.
Okay, global pandemic.
It's okay. Epidemic. Hey, what am I even saying? Say, yeah. That is.
The associate professor.
That is
professor.
Near confined to just one country, no. I know. How do you call it?
Epidemic.
Okay.
And endemic.
Endemic, small.
No, I think
small epidemic
that's what,
and then pandemic.
And today has become a pandemic. Made us say.
The prof Nenuma, me papa can say me was SHADP. It's now it goes to be a new dress.
It's true. I mean, it's good to always be on this show, Chairman. Yes, that's it. And the WHO for my who said this because this has become a pandemic, which means that we are finding a idea a hygiene. And the fact says, Sabi, who a case in your country in interest, you are immune from the possible spread of such unfortunate virus. And as a country, being here say so you need to be prepared for any such eventuality. Nyamim pata ana nyamim pinguna adiwe bewuraha. It will not be reasonable to say okay, afina bana yebebua ho. I said to me boy ho in anticipation because virus the way is spread, and I mean easy. And I'm also Ghana is not an island. We are not Robinson Crusoes. People from all walks of life. Now Ghana is said to be one of the freest countries in the sub-region. And the entry and exit there, it's so easy. To the extent that people have even had cause to raise concerns about the porosity of young borders. The way I say easy to do. Say nipa be wuraha ne sanwema no nti ebe hia say ye be boa ye ho na mampenya me ye ti ase say na ban tutu nneema to make sure say nyamempengu say unfortunately adi bedru ha ye betimi aso ano well yentimi so ano but at least we'll be able to discover who is infected na ye yi onyakono ana ye be quarantine no, then the rest of us can be safe. Nti idea that is reassuring. And niema meniji ene say okano on the 6th of March. Niema ananchise ya ban edia to ho. But to the extent say adina bit atwea ben. Now you have countries like Togo, Burkina Faso and Cote d'Ivoire recording their first cases, which means that it is closer to us than we initially imagined. That would call for further and stricter mechanisms to ensure that and many GSA he addressed us to reassure us near because the threat is closer than we imagined as at 6th of March. And many say a commitment of $100 million is going to be made to boost up our preparedness. Na niempesa Mr. Minister of Finance as a man for air say they are making the difference, the gulf between disbursement and allocation so wide. Say you better allocate to disbursement the MB drew that. Minister of Finance for we the sebi we enye the usual disbursements now. I say we are a crisis situation. Mr. Mara showed we dear yes Mara how good you are in running contractionary economies. This is not the time to show how you want to protect numbers. We dear and when he has say see for Wimra since the commitment has been made. Now Mampinyan Kasa and waiting komo. Yes, say when the need arises, say mutimi emasikane bantem. Sene beya juma kuwa hudwa ombebu anu ombetimi abwa. And the other point I need to make is say it's been a while since I visited the airport because been too kind for a while. And to me how the arrangements are at the entry point and the exit point in the airport. But Jama Mima Dreamono Anka. We should have had some of these experts Omo Nuguchi Kumasi Center for Collaborative Research. We should have, and Minister of Health indeed we should not just have them stationed in their various research centers, and our quarantine centers, but they should be at the entry points.
But who says say be here?
But just say.
How do you know say be here?
No, I'm just saying, say it's been a while since I went there. But I'm saying, say we should have those experts stationed at these entry points, so that Obi Biara Oba would have to go through some screening. It's not just enough to you go through immigration and one. After immigration, you have to go through screening. No, now that is the only way we can tell who Sebi unfortunately is infected. Now, if unfortunately we find Nipa Baku, then everybody on that flight me a quarantine them. But if we don't have such a scheme, and we only wait for people to show symptoms at the hospital and sign the various facilities to test her, it might be too late in the day. Because so far, near Martin said they've tested about 57 or so cases, and 59
negative.
Yes, negative. The question I'm asking is, what was the basis for the recommendation say in testium? Let me say, Omuba hospital with some symptoms. They thought these might be symptoms of the coronavirus infection. But my suggestion is since Adi is going to be imported, this is a medical commodity. Well, this is a disease that is likely to be imported into this country. Ebe here at our various entry points, we would have some facility now. Screening. It doesn't matter how many people are coming in. Even if they are in their thousands, yenya butre na yen per facility bia ebe screen bia, so that yen try money pano sabi yem try money fa enwurim. Then maybe when the symptoms become severe, nani pano at the hospital, the ansana ya testing who say asumesi. Yes, and it will be difficult to find who else was with Onyakono on the flight. And my suggestion is at all entry points, and even at our borders. Media, this may sound a bit extreme, but my suggestion is some of the not too active borders, ankebe yankayentum, so that we can monitor and manage the borders very well. So that Oko Srimzi, there are several borders in Kitty like
illegal entry points.
Ebisu illegal entry points, yeah, and Ebisu illegal, but I add also those ones are say too active, no. You bet me shut those ones down and deploy personnel.
It's not that easy.
Let me tell you, but I'm saying it may be an extreme suggestion. Yeah. But even here, Chairman, because Togo, the way people move in and out of Togo,
I was actually going to cite the Volta region as an example.
Exactly, and even
when him said, parts of Peace FM Ghana, Allied Fuel Station where I could cross here Togo, and you just walk across.
Chairman, I make it. We need to. No, even Burkina Faso, and there's some like places like Tatali and Togo. I mean, there are chocosis in Ghana and there are chocosis in Togo.
But Obisime can just say, as you hold on, then there's a screening system in place at the airport before immigration.
Oh, great!
You fill out a health form on board with your seats numbers, name, address, and telephone number as well.
All right, great. That's reassuring, and that is very good. But your borders, Chairman, ebe yanka, extending some of these. The very popular borders, to say a flower body, a lubo body, but in Kitina, yen to me and set up facilities, at all of those in small borders, a bay ye dear Chairman, anka yen tutu ebimu. Let's close them until such a time, say we know, say there is some relief. I able to me ABM. And we need to also deploy personnel. The illegal entry points, illegal borders now, man, for are created to smuggle goods and what have you, Minimum say customs for but this is a time we can employ the services of other security personnel to say soldier for any police for to help customs and immigration for monitor those illegal borders now are created along some of the regions, we can monitor and control how people get into this country.
Obi, I send me a lawyer, Nibia send me. I say, Kwame, yes, it's true about the screening at the airport. Quite impressive. I went through it 2 weeks ago.
Oh, nice.
I don't know, say, wait, here's our voice over there around. British Airways cabin crew no
I see Ghana we are more prepared.
Or say anyone wants to say Onuba Ghana we are more prepared than Heathrow.
Yeah.
But I know I need to know my
No, and yes, exactly.
It shouldn't make us complacent.
Yes. Because Chairman, baby, I didn't go through no.
Yeah.
It's no longer people flying in. It is people walking in. No. So it's no longer a case of only people who would fly in Ebetimidi Adinaba. People who walk in also can. And that is where I am saying, sir, we need to intensify our efforts at the various small borders, and illegal ones, so yen deploying Crawford. Now, yen making sure, sir, if you are not permitted to enter into the country at a certain point, and found baby you will be stopped.
Talking about the small borders, this one says, Chairman General, this coronavirus pandemic is worrisome. We welcome President Akufo-Addo's gallant effort by setting aside this huge amount. But are we sure the virus isn't in Ghana already?
Oh, no.
Kwame, go to our Elubo and Aflao borders. Elubo and Aflao borders to see the free movement of locals, not foreigners, or locals, going to and fro without screening. Based on my observations, I strongly believe the virus is here already.
No, I don't. I want to favor
Nana Anoami here, the second national president, Ghana Institute of Safety and Environmental Professionals. And then this one says,
optimism.
I am a former disease control officer. I can tell you for a fact that when it comes to active disease surveillance, we are number 1 in West Africa.
That's good.
But when it comes to management, containment and eradication, that is where the politicians come in. And the health workers are left helpless. Kwame, remember Guinea worm and poliomyelitis? Let's stop talking and release the funds to the health workers who Tom Donko Fuseni, former DC Drobonso.
Okay. No, German, it's a valid point. Let's narrow the gap between allocation and disbursement on this particular case at least. Once that commitment has been made, say, the $100 million no. But when the need arises, say a disbursement, Mr. disbursement. But my worry is so much with these borders. And like the point has been made, Elubo ne aflao, and I see a kind of aflao. Chairman, we need to set up similar screening facilities at these major borders. Now, beyond major borders, no, my view is, if it's possible, you have shut it down. The legal but small ones, no. Now, illegal ones, no. So you deploy some more service personnel to go and make sure, say, people don't just come into this country anyhow. That is the only way I able to me, what is happening and who is likely to bring this in. Because, like I said, it's no longer going to be flown into this country, but it's going to be walked into this country, and that is for me the biggest threat. And it appears as adequate arrangements to deal with that walking threat. You see, I see a friend saying, colonial virus, coronavirus.
Anyway,
but education too is very important.
Extremely.
I listen to a virologist. I will say, that is. You can use to prevent, and you say winya now consume detergent there be you see washing your hands with flowing water,
your friend running water
with running water, and I see heat so etumino. But Chairman, na many Chivani Ekasembi last week mimpaya ni say emma di nraha. Chairman, untimi nkwe yase na yechia ya obi tena nsase obechia na asi there be. I attended a funeral last week. I had to go back because we had and they are coming in groups and queues. And education needs to go down to the least, the last, and the lost. No, Biantias, yes, I do it for the purpose of Adidia in Chadia. Ebe yanka yempem unyo should be just sad in the phone chair just fold your palms and nod your head. na nipa no so enji so that people will not misconstrue that to mean say be umboa de ana chira ho ne sa nyoma no for the sake of coronavirus there
I think I'm saying ya can unim ya can o
chema mentina me say education no ko ase ho a
ebeboa ne say say ye bia wo MC.
Okay, very good.
Yes, a year bia MC. Young fan share MC for no.
Yes.
Say on fan
yencha
a year we are bed
yencha
at the local district level not will take up.
Yes.
Information service for and I won't say young cremofo so you go to the mosque. Incha there. Education needs to be done. The information services for any imams, the I can say pastors. This is obia said yes yen so yebeboa amam for atias yes. If somebody says oh minchia is not out of disrespect, but it is out of self-preservation and safety. And teacher man kakra mi wakano.
Out of self-preservation and safety, but yebetias here.
No.
Esan say sena me catch up enye juku minua ba ko Aquisman ma me yiye ena de me ko pie efijase akrokire last Saturday na say prof dim ho dia driving echire kumawu echire ho ye ko pie efijase akrokire ama 40 ho wa be draw your boy chairman ni pia be ho wo so winchia na obede
te o no kra we is on penipa you better
me kwa so ye ya bodua
aya semu chama mimi mpa ni se
iti unya da se na penye kan iti be ho an France na mi chamo na wa hihimu sa me na ba ko be kamala tama buwa.
No, but the funeral organizers can be helpful like the way a prof can no
the education or record you be on today na dey because maybe education no go see there baby go hoda odichia enti eyi kodu ya sebi damadi kodu na ebo no running water bi susi ho na nsu na
running water no hwana dey running water ba bo dem kan
oh kwame na che oya sama watu
ya sama
enti no ole hin nyina ye hwekwan be fara ye be boy
nche ye politician
na me nyu kasi
ye politician
kwame
ye deputy national organizer
me mo di michia na michia wi na ma available washroom
na eko baby na ohene na na ahemfutigom what's one sorry be here no we dey do na ya to say you chair
oh sida etino na na say soon say
this election year to chairman corona is amba yukra
we need to pray it away mo somehow they should find a vaccine and they should find it really quick.
Mama papa
on start here.
Say asema pela kufada ke abadi never come.
And they say card you too much na ka o.
So you na ya
Ti boso ba meja pa. Openi boso ba meja
sa. SM no wo.
Wa kan bia.
Me ko bi no man ka bi die.
E musio.
Yo, ya adama kwa meet you.
Kwame me dasi ma me nkyere tiefo na ina twedi ampo asese na ya wo nso so ka tiase fo. Anope Kwame ye Minister for Information Kojo Opon Kroma. World Economic Forum. Rantie bia omugi wo mo say wo mo ye below 40 years ni modima omo bono omo wo eni daso ni eni so ade hu no oka hu bie. Mse mfie enumedi ene mu yi no.
Say corona ina na
omo yi wo mo.
We dey zanga ro ba you.
Omo de ro ya.
Onya ya ban bi.
Kuno. Na so menu akuti be fi so the baby.
What's it Kojo Opon Kroma day?
Me say World Economic Forum. Graphic radio about a year 19. Very inspiring. A year bit my boy mebuno so baby okudu. You know Kofi be fi so na end birthday on so the nyamiase e shanu pa. Papa me mewie ni sa no a year coronavirus in my bay. Akoye tipa ye kese. Badansa na ne beda twedi ampo ase. So hwa me atwe ho anyina hia na obia no ewo mu no said opani kan na nyem papa nyame nenim de oye ebi nso ane mpaebɔ nkakra nso so no nyame susu etie yɛbɛbɔ ɔmampani nso so aba so paa sansa asɛm yi baeɛ no leadership sɛ wonya obi a ɔyɛ tough minded person amidst ɛyi sɛ yɛnkɔfa yɛn nkurɔfoɔ no yɛnkɔfa mu nkurɔfoɔ no na ɔsɛ mo yɛnto yɛbɔ mpentemu mboa pani nyɛ saa ne yɛka no kwame so atena se ahwɛ a ama yɛ pere wɔn kɔfa wɔn nkurɔfoɔ bɛɛ fit sɛ Italy no ɔno manya saa problem no Inti Omampeni, he has really shown leadership here.
Whilst we are at it, be the suggestion, but not so, or say, is it not about time to empower local and herbal plant medicines? Let's think about it. This could be Ghana's breakthrough.
Yeah.
A fire in a day no buy.
Yeah.
But what was so?
Inti, and also Sebebo Omampeni Abaso. The Yami Dennis and San Omampeni Eddie Nanu Disem Ebe to Janrano. And modern Monso Swa, now Minister of Health. Kwajima menu Ghana Health Service nom Irabu ajenum so namo omotu any no gucci for any penifo ka ho nyina so na ya dia ya ipa at least you say prevention is better than cure anamo ya tutu ya airport any mmea nti kwasi broni kura edi enhu adanse no na nkyere se Ghana ya de nsa ahye dem reform ya dia ne bomodin titru pa ni se omampani nam chief of staff to betu bia se yen asoafo anasem penifo da mai asoa hodo ano no wo mo ntwen se obetumi atu kwan ni nyina no yade a na echeso mampani otu anamon ekese pa na enura de no eye boso me fan se boso ba
ena meja paye so wo hwe emra omampani echisu ya nadu 8 o'clock na opani ni kane no kura no so bi be free no krum atu kwan ya nwumre ye 24 ukwe your time is very important in communication. Now your tone, your mampeni de kasa yena. He attaches some kind of importance to the work any preparedness, any ahubwa wa ya or the ewremu. It will your time and the kasa yena nenwa. Now to me so minor ahubwa ya ye any senior or sign amma yahu say ni nyina chino and that's all. Philosopher be can say a leader is a dealer in hope. Now share the kasa the choice of where ni bibia no a kwa me ehye nkran de e me dekese unsa shase kakra no say yantwen ye the 2 million by dollars a chain or the 2.4 million Ghana cedis e buy they do baby na contest ni business can so any ade pentem mua I was say twen enura nyame adaroma opani hihya ya nyina no his excellence na danko akufo de abasa $100 million yem pese bedru baby ne bia sa atwa ona sika no kran so doso na no so akoya manyasem David we dis kan obi antimi ka say doso
hey grow way
on my way
on my way
I mean grofu bi o wa
anti
national issues in you here there with the borrow
but no so moa o dia no so
you fair
kwame magi makuma kasa sei pa ai ka de oni tuma ka grasa fo baba meka kwame eno mampani asem o kan ye no sesei no aye nyina ne amfi ho enwura mu no aya no kura chinye bia ne ho religious leaders Oti ase ena kura bia ni wo mayi mu a sebe ontese ye ka nyame asem se enkremufo ana eye kristofo ana osoma wodo eni ti so amususom ese ye bo hu dawura e yade e betuma koyi pa traditional rulers baby MC entimi nkoduro no anya hwekura ye odi kro ho pani me bo ana enemu na kwasi broni what they say na mamuo no eye aka ye de na mem na so kura entimi Inti no share show amunsa ebeboa
the ubofo
yes the ubofo no civil society groups kwame omso so ehia omopa adwuma yie student groups eye noops ye nyina ye wuramu ani ade no omso so mu a ebeboa yi pa wo hwe media centrefo ndie might say Kokrokoo the fourth estate of the realm mosumudwumadie no eso na ni nyina so
edu odi amaka ye
ni nyina so twa
sika video say Ministry of Information benye binti mi wojide say
edu hodi ano
kakra bia ba na
edu hodi ano maka media
kwa say edu say so na maka say na meka media no ntino I say me say me ka
ato apenti ana mo frɛ
ato apenti ndi ana mo frɛ
asem opinion de kunken no ya ba mi game wo chiche so amafo ye
kwame afen so ankra no sebi empanimfo so bi bebo am oye yi no enti so wawaye da oboni nyina ne twa kosi se ankra no enema miensa ye betuma di aboa eni se ebeyinya ahohyeso ye betuma ye careful eno ye one ye toso mienu ye so beso da obonum ye toso miensa so no empaibo no ye mfa nto fom ye ntra kwa me meka ne sa ne se yen fam ha sei no enema na fomo sebe ukokura bi ase pa na akotwa sebe o hwitemu de we go okro ba ne be ma ne kobomu sempa ba mem na sadisua na kobamu akwame wo hwe adidie nso so akwame twoba okwa betima ka se de onu wo twama wo no fo na ba twentwa eni nyina gi sempa bo kwame ye pia mo Jesus
abetwe dwefufu
na kwame nka ne se yesi fa ba twenti o ma panya sam no kai trust mo ye pa na kwame aka se ye wi amatika kotra o se have do o kwa ma mit na ba twe ne betwa kwame ye pia nso so a ensu a ye numa no pe dom de bre ye nyina no wa special eyes kama obi na de bre ye ni o wi ode ne sati so sei na ukoto pia otanso so dia enti paibo no ye papa kwame ye mema etie trotro na dos no na ukotra se no kasa fua no hweme eno so yasem bani nyina no eho no so paibo no ehia kese pa kwame wie ni sa no yenhwe how kese a yensika sem ene amamuo no ewiase afa na nya titiriu ye bibre ma ne Ghana no eno so wo mu ne edi kan pa no kwame oni mi se nyame ada Roma kakra ye sport oil ni bi diko so we budget na estimate no benchmark na $62 say no a eso ate ne na around 3840 it meaning say ye target ani e pe 1.5 billion no and then no ye betime lose between 500 million to 750 million a year no e betime affect eniema o mampani peso beye nti no Ghana fo nyina no ye nya hoboa na ban no so no yentime educate o me say se koba se bia de ye pe bi ankoya ade ye wiase nyadi hu abeto yen so because China wo economy no kwame even America kura na kano ebetimi aka ba bia de toso mienu so a yen hwe kase pa so ne say trade issues dodo no and then ye fa ye ma edifri honom say wo survive no ye dodo na etimi do mo ne ma ba ya ensa ye no se nyame ambo am yare ye mfiri honom ntemo a say no mo be kwakodi dwa no e be ka wo mo ne be ka ye so eno so see one issue another issue so a kwame e bet me affect yen kese pa kese yen sika semikani nyina awia but even in the face of that no so no any that so honum na making kind voice from afar kwame wa ofa eye KB Asante ya wenya ne be bi ko o kire sa article no June 16 2000 he wrote this article saying no power on earth can build Ghana for Ghanaians. Yeka in the face of all these things no your opportunity ye nyina wo se som ema omampani one district one factory any ankran to say despite munyuma hodo a omo ye no ye ni be ba ye ho se sebe enye da bia na ye de ho betu bibi so because wonim donku a ade be che so enne ko ba ni seye no say ye ntime nsua bibia mfiri ma wa kina ye nim de be kwa akosie enti ye how ba me de me free so how no temporary na mbom in the long run no si etimi take it challenge no na nyema ye develop no ye mai mo no and unfortunately graphic e dia ba say and Ghana yetimi export no ane mebre ye ma ne so ne be kwa koduru ba bi kura no Toyota no ne ho ahodo mo peso mo ba Benz e be nya be duru ba bi no na Ghana so akwa e be bi a American po no e ba beto nyema de free ha e yo how de e ya consider de e ye hu de na so ni nyina mo no ani gi sam ne say ye me ye ni mra ye ho so ne yemfa mpaibo yemfa de ubo na yemfa se yensu yani so ebeda ho yi ne yede modern money insiya so ade awura ye dwumam ama in the long run no so no emfa so betimi de aba de o mampani anamu awatu ade amomai no ye bone so ye bone abaso.
This one says Chairman General, no amount of sophisticated screening machines placed at the accepted entry points will solve the problem entirely until security is tightened at the too many illicit routes into our country. Because of the unapproved routes, there are just too many of them. Anyway, Chichedu Daniel sends that one from the northern region. Do you know that in our tradition it's painful and more or less insulting to see someone wash his hands after shaking hands with you? Anyway, I suggest hand sanitizers are provided at funerals. Yafosu sanitizers uko chieni pani we na ko sanitizer be say no chieni we no dey
corona dey sanitizer mba
nipa o ka sanitizer say jama onti
corona dey say emfa sanitizer nyahwe
but each the apio
I miss you TV phone. Kasa when you crop. Papa be also no. Baby answer with Corona ni
80 apio Nancy Piosis, Papa, baby.
Chairman,
it's a wash with a code and I shall talk at the bill.
I think we need to encourage people to do more soap. Sir,
but Obi say, let's pray it doesn't get here. Hey, going to gatherings and not shaking hands. Maybe you guys in Accra and Tema. But we in the rural areas, Kwame, perhaps Professor Jacob's suggestion about MCs at such functions will be a good starting point. But it won't be easy because our handshaking practice is so endemic. Prince Donyina, former MC Techiman. Nana Yao from Sprintex Road says, Kwame, I'm curious to know whether those who are making loud noises and are advocating for Ghanaian students in Wuhan to be repatriated home,
I think
still think the same. Well, Nana Yao, obviously, there's been a mind change.
I'm sure even the parents will have
because baby, I didn't do no.
No, I'm sure even the parents on the second thought because of Munka
Robert Coleman say somebody like Atik Mohammed.
Okay, Greek.
If I see Atik and I don't shake his hands, you say I've changed.
I won't say you have changed. Just keep your hand.
In the meantime, Remy Martin kills Corona. Yo, we here.
I don't know if you see Oko baby and says Okona or Behagi Onyakuna.
Oh, maybe
and as well.
Professor Netie Kwame.
Also, Ko baby and says Oko no Kohagi Pana.
Say, Adia ba Kwame bo.
Ye na mika ya.
Ya didie so Kwame nhwe ni ye. Asemi kwatwebrafo nyina ne se ya didie. Eno ye nhwe ni ye pa. Ena de ya tie nso ne se immune system ne is stronger. Eno so timi boa. Interior modena say. Ejan haba vegetables, any exercise ni ade no.
Jack Corona de am vegetables.
No, they are even advocating that.
They use vegetables to fight Corona.
But also, Nana no me can send your subscribe say biaba. But Ekojan say maybe shall we encourage random screening of people in public places like schools, events, etc. Just probably someone carrying the virus. Maybe here already. Let's be extra vigilant. Ekojan sends his thoughts. Abrefi says, stop giving us bad advice. Stop suggesting appeal instead of sanitizer. Abrefi, you haven't seen, smelt, or drank appeal before. If you know how potent that stuff is, appeal, it can even fly a plane. Trust me. Aviation fuel.
Appeal no any standard alcohol meter. Ejina baby a ye no. Omo eye no aye.
Yeah.
Now, offer free ho buy. Now, all tongue, anybody are all tongue. And I don't be here. And I don't be
but obviously, on the appeal issue, since washing hands with appeal can handle the virus, then drinking can quench it. I'm going for 2 shots. Kwesi Reynolds, Opa Obra. Konakoye, you meant function.
I think we should encourage people. Tintim Samina no mum chain appeal using appeal to wash hands. Samina pan ebeboa.
Anya Samina.
Samina.
What's he saying? Samina.
You can't say
Samina.
Okay, soup.
I don't do soap.
Mama get soup.
Prof.
Come on, the can baby and I can't I am for 7. So sir, I am for both Jana or Cochia. Some she say. You know, Ojina, most of something in pen for no tear.
Yeah.
Now, oh, what koto anymore? Abo Muase. No pen pin, no beer in your quiet, and then I this a beer. Told you in na Nana Efros of bra. You also Munyano Mombra. This I am for no tears, say. Yes, say a dear sa air to a moon sayam that say a beer you boom nemo. Ye boy mukra aqua and tomano and no crampo enough. M7 so beboa. That is a near canon. A yasi a phone MC for no momodian.
But obviously, yepa yefa apio. Any penicillin boom, you ben apucillin. Coffee yombozo.
Come near Kenya at the 4 swing, almost a graphic abase, yisi, ECG. Say the local cables and a bay duma.
Say this
some bay the year.
Oh, Ghana ha minim cables mi ansano. Minim a tinge CDN for friends say.
Nexan.
Your cable metal Nexan. Your Reroy cables.
Reroy. I did any Reroy.
And tropical.
Okay.
And I want tropical cable. At least we need me saying Nexan
and they are all solid.
Nexan cable metal, Reroy cable, tropical cable.
Okay.
Open your drew baby now tropical cable. You better turn off your quamanoni.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm a Liberia for projects beyond me. Yeah, tropical cable in the top point. So yeah, you drew baby a say crack cable free China.
And coming. Lamfa amano sambia tonche.
Oh.
Na yama yenko for no do mbetumi aye na ade adwuma aba mu na diska aba mu do mbanya bia beka o man tie eye ma ho ase yes na kwame na de ye efa corona hu nyina se ahodaso enhyehu sa oda ho so obibi a ummo it is say nyina to me die ho so se ade na ba ebetumi abaye ho iti momo aye ho na yenye hu so mfiri ni patrim kame ato bia de yan ka kire nkofo na ma ehu kum ni pa o eno etumi ye ya kame inshallah
yeah
nyame ewo ya fa say bible say Psalm 91 was say apemba to nifa no opindua to benkum na wo de bi nkan wani wankwa na wo behunu abonefo akatua menchasa omo ya abonefo na mu apem to benkum na opindu to nifa na ga na yenyina mfimfi
amen sasu na bebe
I think the anyway
chairman ya idea say ye betimi aka issue bia German me pese me pese mika isi hun samsami ka kribi enye bebre I say we have
but answer na beka no na say me busuafo bi omo bread breakfast wa na mo ba me nya bi the boy see what the my camera na to so Atik, your packaging you.
Oh, very nice.
Your packaging.
It's beautiful.
It's from a place called Ramis.
Okay.
Ramis will feature Azuma Nelson feature.
Lanka, and I'm more producer.
Now, for bear more than 1 week.
They be a banner on my
at the back. May I didn't say how. Mess of baby.
For the boys.
Also for the which kind for the boys?
For the boys.
For the man, I know they. Anyway, so to the guys at Ramis, thank you very much. We received your package.
Awesome. Yeah.
Ramis is a pub, lounge, and grill. At Chimota behind Azuma Nelson's residence. And then make me twice. Yes, your point. Yeah, maybe not. Chief Bani, sorry, ain't you feeling my kai? Chief, obey the message by or say, me can obey Tiasia. Kwame, this appeal matter reminds me of our days in school. There was an outbreak of measles. Someone said appeal kills it. So those who want to cut small, apply calamine lotion or calamine lotion and then go straight to 6B for appeal. When a master asks you to tell him you applied it, tell him you applied it to your skin. Our masters in those days were Europeans and Russians. By the way, Chief Bani knows 6B. Phillips in Takrade. As far as I'm concerned, 6B is a class. But if Chibani knows 6B, then there's something Chibani is not telling me. In the meantime, Ellen Obinya Mwako of Golden Tulip in Kumasi, happy birthday to you. Ellen Obinya Mwako, Golden Tulip, Kumasi. Much love from Mami Sika. Sending you love and God's blessings. Have a great birthday. Yes, Atik.
Shaman, I say, with them, me bonito. And now we are now, Yumakubia. From Imani, a press conference.
Can I super bonito?
Yeah, me bonito on this issue of new voter register. We'll share topics now. One of it says new register saga tally is not fit to win the EC contract for new hardware. Imani for ne kind. Nti me bonito. I'm just restricting myself to the claim say Thalys is not fit to provide the hardware. No? Other issues in the me sure say benya time I can want some, and we've spoken about some of them elsewhere. Chairman, enye no credit behind that say Thalys is not fit to provide the hardware. That is the estimation of Imani for, and who estimation. Why your estimation and who imposes our estimation on the electoral commission now or more procurement, Medun Huam in Tiasia. And Chairman, they created a false premise at the press conference, and it was upon that false premise and proceeded to make the conclusion say and say electoral commission Edi Jumanuma Thalys. Until a mass action committee, we said look, the press conference was just to promote a certain vendor or lose it out from the from the bid. Until it was not necessarily a press conference to bring fresh information in respect of this conversation about whether to have a new register or not, but it was just to project a certain tendra wenya ejumano, and this confirms it. Almost Thalys enya fit, and their claim they said, the basis for this claim they said electoral commission edgina reputational risk so any award the contract, which is to be very charitable and untruth. Because the evaluation panel no omo criteria the score the various tenders. The truth is that the first evaluation had all kinds of issues. The scoring was lopsided, it was not harmonized, and because everybody was left to decide what criterion A. Every member of the panel was left to decide, okay, my dream, this is how much it should, the person should score given this criterion, this animal. And there was lack of harmony even amongst the committee members on the scoring. And there was also the fact that scoring seemed lopsided. So the entity tender committee said, look, we need to review this. And when they met some of the committee members, it became obvious that there was a need to review it. Until a second evaluation was done, and they brought an outcome and what have you. But there was nowhere during the evaluation our reputational risks became the basis for scoring a certain company higher than the other. There be that.
Maybe say BB out of ignorance because this is where I'm coming from.
Sure.
Aren't you guys tired?
Chairman,
in all sincerity,
Chairman, what was that?
Say electoral commission. I na juma, anogusu na juma. Na and they atwene fa ha.
Yeah.
Or try atwene fa ha.
Exactly.
Don't we have anything else to talk about in this country?
And that is precisely our point.
It is moved from we won't register, don't register. It is costly. You don't have the right.
You don't have the right as a matter of fact.
Say do procurement. Corruption.
That's the point.
So
and the goalposts keep changing. They keep shifting. And Chairman, say no. I sit here to still discuss this issue.
Yeah, Yamatine say Salato say because there were issues of procurement.
And Chinchina must find procurement. Chairman, Nientia
Jean Mensa say 18th of April or starting registration. And we change the date.
No, so I change the date because the most important thing is the registration is going to happen.
Why are we not just focusing on anyway?
You see, Chairman, what was it? Imagine say the electoral commission should not proceed with this. And the argument we banner is shooting it down and they move to the next. So they keep fishing for arguments to, you can say discredit the decision by the electoral commission to do the new register. Until says procurement. If procurement says corruption. Arbitration in Abimu. People have made suggestions. Oh yes, say electoral commission the tenders are almost losing and almost arbitration. The question I am raising, Chairman, if indeed some of the civil society organizations, in fact, I have heard of only one. The claim say 18 Nukras is only Imania here speak against the new register. Minty CDD, IDEGA, yes, any GIS or Moka Honibi. I have not heard them speak on this issue. and I've not heard them speak about supposed procurement breaches. Is it that they have a different view and that it is only Imani that feels there are procurement breaches? But Chairman, if you are acting really in the national interest, now we discover say a state agency is engaged in procurement breaches. At the end of the day,
court.
Absolutely.
Go to court.
It's as easy and simple as that. But you don't tell ourselves.
I think Ukrama bro.
Chairman,
Oh
yes. But you see, Chairman, the point is when you don't speak, when someone presenting the truth now, Chairman, the untruths, because every day one untruth is created. I mean, one untruth is created, and if you don't help with the evidence, any Ukraine, for example, say Talis almost say across South Africa, they were engaged in bribery
in 1990 something.
Chairman, you see, oh, Chairman,
and quite interestingly, Isi Ankasan can hear,
and which is good.
Atik Jinaha, Imani Jinaha, NDC Jinaha, we Jinaha.
Chairman, you see, for India, we feel say when we have, unless you need evidence, if we have evidence, no, be a any evidence, no, we feel obliged to present it. In the case of Talis saying, they were engaged in bribery, and Chairman, somebody has made an allegation. I'm not speaking for it. No, I'm talking about allegation. Chairman, this is public information. Who Google Talis and Zuma is there. I'm just speaking to what is public. What happened is that there was an allegation. Say Zuma was bribed to protect Talis. It was then Thompson CSF to protect them from an investigation involving some $2 billion US arms deal. 1999. 2009, that allegation was set aside. And Ansaya, opposition party say almost unrevisited. Nobody has been found guilty. And it related to arms sale. Now, Chairman, if the yardstick say, Sabi Obi accuse you say why BB, prove it becomes a basis for you never to do anything in your life, dear. Let's just say Imani for Nankasokra, they have a problem.
Let's leave you and your Imani fight out.
No, I'm not fighting Imani. I'm just saying, Chairman, even there's a company in this country. The World Bank blacklisted that company in another country. But it is still working here in Ghana. And near Ehamikesine said, the Electoral Commission did not award the contract on the basis of reputational risks. And even the company almost said should have won the bid, no. In just this year, on the 4th of March. Shawoka said the Democratic Party more primaries in the US. There's a county called Los Angeles County in California. Chairman, Smartmatic phone ran on elections. It was terrible. Niomusi Omunye since Obiano. Chairman,
I veto this discussion to an end.
Martin, what are you?
Because in all sincerity, coronavirus about.
Chairman, what we want to
look, as you said that I agree. If anybody thinks there are procurement breaches,
Chairman,
stop flooding our airwaves with. Now we are saying,
Chairman,
what be to Adian? I can't answer him.
Chairman, on that
family meeting, Wamba family meeting,
I couldn't answer him
about business meeting.
Exactly.
So
business no, Tihana, sorry.
Where do the patch of the intimate?
Oh, Casamedi, sorry, I'm quite a bit.
So, we have to be a bit serious. And Kwame, you see, sometimes you get upset, so bandage you buy near 1 2 Bobambon. I don't no song.
Basically.
Kwame, bisa question be I say, Sebia, easy and sense me yemrea. I mean, yet to me, Mahama, a bit more easy. Why do you want there? Procurement is the same be umu. And you were thrown who crate. Kwame, ye do who bobo, ye do whom come on, man paying to none more to our onam the minty. Sebi, Yenia Cor. Na Yamia not the one no electoral commissioner. No, the Unity.
Let's use the same route.
And Kwame, obey then yena before I win the chain. Sabi asam na sorry nko yi nesi nche enyime beja tum de ye ka ho asam adum pempenu bi a na ode wotu wana ba kwa obi a so obaka ne omayim ha ye won yebotum asam a yebotum ya ka ma ode resource abanye na ya kokotin aka me nyimpa ne sabi onpe o man puntu
oh dama enti me meka da won kokotin pa man puntu
kwa mi senta meka da mnye de onye kotin kuti
oh, na somebody a brand.
But me say, enwure sabi.
See me pay man puntu.
Edi kan wakota no nchede edi nkunyim. Na nkobe ye po de emani we raise issues sabi kwa me. Offer them bi ho adam edi nkan kan. Ehu be hia de electoral commissioner no na another commission no wonye dwuma sabi a wonfa man ho awo. Ghana na wo ye dwuma wo de ma. I mean, now, what kind of worker here register? Jawache. What kind of worker here? And some abamu ababe ya no mancheche ma abama wa friends and trophy when you want it. Why then go focus on one body in then one na wo yenti. Obi akasa yenti obi a. Na yebete obi. No bodum pempen obi a ensemi baba on the yenti. Kwame ohon watch my drink kakra. Now you see. Obi a obaka ne kasa ne kwame ya kan du bibinti yenya kan yenya mo yen kwame dem nyipa me nyene nyadwe nti anope me nyon nyadwe de yenja de masam ne ka na obi wa asem bi a onfa court again I think na kasa or kasa wa ha ojitum de committee na kasa kra wodi nkita hon mentem ho ase bi obey kwame na se ojitum de mentem ho ase bai anache de nsema imani kan onye nsema kwa me sebi enyinadu binyo usande committee level na wo ye pensem nukra no dem nsemi bi kodo ma mentem ho ase obey kwa me ye wo man mahana sini bi botogwa ma yin na ye kowe kwa me gosi nya ntechi sebi na no no te kasa keke ofi ama no ni bodu airport na police force no senti do man pen isa asama okan on task odo wo na oye dan ye na energy sabi anamona otide ya electoral commission orutu Ghana fododo wa soro wa kan wasem ebiri kakwa ha ebiri kamba ha na obaba na sabi apart from the fact the topics edigu he kwame quickly and they be okan about the fact that Imani also current voter register in state what the two gwanankasan sabi onye dam na ote ebi nso okan de isi oja kohwi wo nnem pempenra yedi na wasitalis so onye fit do go win the contract na ensama Imani odi tugwa I think the South Africa depend na ete
no I just mentioned
under investigation was also working Estonia
which is about identification
about 160 million euros no ho nsensam ho offer one national identification card wo ye was I working some what for one ho Cambodia sabi a World Bank we tutu anamor kwame was I working something for or the for Gabon enti o ye den ye na the men semi nyina akoda yabaka do say South Africa didn't crown na ye ado krum ni efido onye no kwenti akwame yemfa nto nchen na asama work and sabi on tasu kwame ehu behia da electoral commissioner na gazo otu da man na moy the men semi a wa botogwe ono so ode ne anuyi ode baba ema ye hu de enye oman na sabi wo ye dwuma no woda ma he wo ye na electoral commissioner kwame se onye na nkoto no gina na ado abatu ya wo ye stakeholders wo inti no odwin bibi ho a ode boto abano na onye won dwindwin nko onye obi adwen ho na nkoto bosoro na wako enti enye di mara kwame nsama wa botogwan mema yemre ati kisenti oba bresenti in the electoral commissioner ni chechirem
sisi abundua
oba bre so wa bre osane wa je dwuma bi atunu de oba chechirem ma electoral commissioner ni dwuma oye ni atase de owodo ye and electoral commissioner na nkasa so wa ye fun enti say isu more than the believer kwame motibi and wenyi be kokko asenyipa na ni bibie asam no moti kwame ye free ho na ye mbra
you see but just point of correction ye dwuma ni say ye chire near electoral commission so mu chire we are expressing our views based on the evidence waka assembly chairman we dem say na me see me nkasa you mentioned sorry just 30 seconds for daruma you mentioned about Cambodia and Nisanima it's about Thalis meboa yenhwe whether the allegations related to election management but smartmatica ye come ho asem no uko Philippines they are accused of even altering your kind of saying election server codes. Obi to me manipulated the outcome. Los Angeles elections issue and also see here. And it's not as if say tallies allegations on we are related to how they conducted and managed an election. But mathematically, all the allegations, in fact, to the extent say the president of Philippines Ankasa Eka say you are free ho. No munjai equipment on Modiba and Yusu. Not related to elections. I just mentioned South Africa as one. Minka say I just mentioned South Africa as one case. Minka say that was just the only one.
Ghana for Yanyama. Na matikri kenyedi eduma two wrongs or a writer.
No Minka say
right. Inti muhu mo pache. Kwame omde oye area ba hawa kumsi naso ye. Kwame one village one dam me did article ma se me odo hian pa.
Hear me.
Na NDC oye communication officer nimpeyifu to anamon bi akwame. Kase bi aba bedegwa na anape na me expect them match the airboss amejemfi na abado.
So then
Kwame sentin da asema akofa ba wiade ha na samejemfi so aye na adwen de. Kwame akofa ba zo ye nti obezechi.
Me makofa ba.
Kwame kaya 2016. John Ramani Mahamani school down OC. Onam then pede hunu kwara womti. Reporters were pro was the report because baby I want do bo wakama sem. Baby I want to blog fan wakama sem. Baby mangwesim wakama sem. And Ghana food them in the menina no Kwame would tell you what hwe ho yende o. Sebi yet to abaye da ma political party na wa abaye nza ma mahema ya abrabom etumponda. Na hu be hia da ye baka da masem. Kwame the man na moya yetu you hama asoye ho na nimpeyinfu wo kasa bi ababotugwa Kwame kasa na wo botugwa no wo chede o adigbo dam na waka na hu wo ye yendi ho na nakwachi ho dam so no wo ho oye dam bia wo ya sebi wonwi but you see Kwame baby madam wo bia no ye wonkrofo wo ho a dam na wa ban idado ye ho anyije oye ho mfaso won susu se bi work kan wasem. Kwame it will interest you to know that time and penyifu no kodu ho na work kaka asem oda fadam no na dibo ho. Amenyim na manfa wo ho wo tumpon gitan kontimba na di hwe video bi na ofren other networks wo show crowd bon. Won task kra why there? O the ndisi fo bo pay mu ha ba de na wo ba be ye. Enna ncheche mu beto gwada dami ya wa ye ya sebi odo ye faso de mo hoyi ne ho asem na ye ba kama ewiaja TV no man penyin so ehu morokodo ena efi nkrofo na ho akasa was one task Kwame en ho akasa wo kan bom wo bo adadam da ye hwene ye fa wona agency na esem trofa wo kan ho it's not about any zifunkutin wo kagina wo akasa wo Kwame enyi esem trofa wo kan ho krai na yede damade ne kotu ama sebi Ghana fo ena o ma peyin na do nanko akufa do nankasa obatibi nasum na wehu bisu ne nyodo na wehu nsema orokodo wo sebia ebosha ahura wo de hye wan krofo so wo expect na Kwame onye ye nwanwa the in the ministry no na ne kasama afo wo de baba botu gwa de Kwame baby ma wo kwen nankasa no nye dama wewi eyi ohye abane kete de who be here the information I want you to go dam was 520 say 6 was 20 maybe now why you need 300 and you know e share den ka ban about to go ma ye hu de ususu ampara dams 300 a wo ye oni na dam susu insutem menyo ka say oye mfaso de ma because am central ye dam onye ne fie untra na ye nuanom ahon sebi endubaye dwuma na wo ye emoa na wonyen aban ojitumu de ehu behia de wo benya da menzame na wetum wa boa ma won ku edwuma wo ye wako n'enyim Kwame ndoba ya ba mo aye mfaso da ma mi na wo na wete fa wote onu ti na ye bokaw na ye tua dam 250,000 na ye de aye dam a otedo Kwame se bakaya opeyin na oda asori ho na anu na gazan Kwame ne ka se bi obotogwa odi nkan na o ma ye ta ase de 250,000 onyada obutum waye meaningful dam biara sebi dem Ghana for worker na Kwame menyim de obiribre na yepede ye boa na onya dam na sebi otum odi water na no be na nidwum oye okoda ye ba be ye bibia onye meaningful wo ye do man sika na nyimpa ade na etum aboa ndapen ananansa na ofi horokwa asebi the margin ontum onyen emfaso bio ndc ye pede ye share Ghana football we fa we free do there kwame afi campaign na ye baba ye onye campaign bi asebi obi baka nsamde gu adomako no fin wa bra adomako onye bon na mom o track record ma ye ena ma owodo so wa ye na bosha asebi idi share ya egudu oyen ena ndc ma ye pede ye anyimpa dodo so waka onye speak out no ma penyi oroko oje other Canada one the me in ye babu susu ni ye da tuwa ema obiemu nti kwa me ye pede ye kan ye sidu de o ma penyi na na danka kufado na asem o kan na nka o de ma ye nuanu ma wo suru wenya arehye de orba beye atibia sabi oboboa ho na odi impuntu na sesa odaba na endia ofifom reba na nsema okodo babe oda na ti pefe de sabi a endada na ayede ma ye nuanu wo wadoso ye nuanu so wonyi obi a obaka ho asem odama ho ndi kwa me won sem trofo especially awo ede o tamde babo ye daro na da ye kra yi a ye koka ho asemi won so wakwa pro na dama horo a wo ho manimu awe ma wetu awie ma wontu wie ma contractor over site the men semi na ye that to na omba na ye boska na se calculate over 500 tra na ye to a obi di obotu mu afa no wadi na se obi ono oti abema na edwuma a oye ne di ye bahwe ne dwuma na oye na yaka ne ho asem ma omanfo wati nti kwa me asem o hoy
adama ko yan pona
kwa me da sipi kwa me e da ni apon enkaja ona o ye odise fidikafo itu kan se enka wa vito e na nke twa so ba makonta ndc entokatwi twani ade o se mi yi niam bi firi ho no
kwa me zinga ka jere yamba busia meet
no yamba busia meet
o be jide makonta na se ma
wo na tu onyi makonta asa ya konta
ye puna ye wa konta ye wa adwuma
eh enti ya obeja mi ni aba kwa what de
o kansa
this ye wa adwuma kan ma
maka mati akonta mati o de sa be do ama vim no kwa me so ati eni you asuma konta kwabe emsa nano asema busai ene na otwese busai se ye mre ene gusu aye kasa asem wesi meme de akra de kwa me wo de me hyemu kna ka kire ama manfo ati asese nia ye nia no ndc fue ene obi aka bi a oka isi asem nyina no akwa ati se de wo to bo de abo so na taso ana kwa me nya sa ne tie
wait
akwa ati se de to bo de abo so na taso where the figurative I was say you are even kicking against the pricks or mind to me the asha womansa yera mama November 14 2016 or get to me so no crow a president no 2016 no what shall to me nasi enti dia this for Kenya no mesama busa bio me pesa me kasa bebre based on the kwame wo a wo ye moderate and I say wo ahwe program no waka no dia me busa say nipa wo no ba as a candidate na samo ka yeni na na wukosi a kire ni electoral commission na sa wokra onyi nipa no a wo de no eba no candidate no ni in a way you have given him a vote of no confidence they are tosumienu yenim the role of a general secretary in a party ye rasi edun ketiase na idiot can go to court and to where anti kicking against the pricks electoral commission say no kev no ben or konanim maybe the foot from the electoral commission say o mo nyam obi nsansi form ni anka say ye kan eno de is advice a me de ema wo mo na de ye kika nyina no ye to bobo so na taso ba me da kwa me adzaba kwa me sama busa bi o say should the electoral commission say Matthias ye mo de NDC de mbaka bi ana meye how prepared are they afa na mo yesulola e won sama manfo mfa mamebu aman ho after 8 years amoba e nyina no say experience is the best teacher no mo a kire say it's not always the case how prepared mo running me to why ti dede ni ade amu ye nyina no eno da o de no to nchanya alternative suggestion be na mo de ma na me ka de be si eye dam de ho ahu enka opposition de emre bia no you criticize and then you suggest and yes so ma constructive yi ena dam in the kwa ni ade kwa me I can tell you atiefo ntie ni ye so we have 5 northern regions ni nyina no a one of 56 constituencies a was a constructed data so we Tamale Central a home location in tin omo nche da ni akura bit mako e bi onom na say bia constituency bia no enya 10 And among power mampania to NDC in Chemi say right from PNDC NDC 27 years or more dear no. Or might me a blueprint to be at the tour say we are going this way to help our people in the northern region. Money be sir. So when you are criticizing, near Busa say if nakedness promises to clothe at his name. Kwam so kaya mate du book we Anua. Yes, and now me say na money gallon now we can watch him pa kafui. What you say? If nakedness promises to clothe at his name, kwatrikwa so about 20 ding. With the just 8 years you cram mo chire bibi modest attempt to be a mo yes mo de boa families. Sabi, be men sin so Abraham. Eto amampani atu anamon na kanfum so bi mpo ba ho a. Enye no na no kwakwa wa ho den e ma dia criticize. In the case Kwame, out of the 560 no ye no, so far you 300. E ye den na sami jam fi ko ni just 2. And hwehwe mo ye mo bia ye. Ama spokesperson, any minister, many abanaduma wo bo, how akum se aduma mo bo no. Any information enya no say, one anu mienu no kra no Kwame ye wie. Na impression omo creating say asiso wie dam na Kwame enu anso no better mo forever akoso mokura no a eye nyame nsa no kura no eduru ba bia enkofom excuse me oh enkofom am affect electricity I take net here over free central region makunta no mabeware unuaba no so abaware mi nuaba central region mi so fresh anti region nti ye nim dam no ho kese but take net here say natural ones no kura Kwame eduru ba bia we I think yes, I did. And yes, I did. Let Musa say, I done at this time, and a Samidian fee. Walk away. Now, what about trusting to him? Ferrari and catch a
almost here and you're completed.
Oh, I could tell my main cousin, I see how you go. You're kidding, young Kwame.
Monsieur,
I could tell him.
I could tell Mr. Mamikasa. I could tell Mamikasa. Is there?
Makunda kasana me sorry ko.
Kwame. The elected chief by ni hu yaw pa ni say Kwame. Me no 2006 morning 90 you. We such a respected person be job ka say eniama sodi worker. Where you say communication minister director ko ye you know. Kwame mother baso. Now please a platform where platform get to. Oh. Sodi worker so ko ye. Kwame ye dey can say we are focused. On Mampani did yes, one of the ways, and of course, one of the best ways are on man Bakonanim, one district, one factory. There will be not much a year to the Empire factory without indicating the source of raw material. We want to really see about what farmers know. And into that, we want to be a confused. Oh, Nabutre, mention a woman. Never was some like I should have given a second thought. Say, I deal with ya, win your coye, not Kwame, 1 month about you, Kwame, yeah, can Nabutre. Oh, so can decide, and some Kwame message be until now, yeah, them one search we could say, one thing is a communication. Campaign to me, but me know me as communicators, no, ye do fixed date idea campaign, there be our own somewhere becano. You are campaigning, you are persuading. So if you sit on a big platform, now cast a license, you are insulting the electorate. Oh, what? You are insulting them. I'm telling you. I could not come in the corner soft. But we will say how money I think you're going to soft today. I mean, now you're doing it. Out of 560, you have done 300. And I make it to why and I will call first 3 months.
I gotta go, man. In the meantime, happy birthday, Brigadier General. You know, there's somebody there hospital this morning, eh? You know, they feel peaceful. Who are you and I? Why we not drink water safe with the pass water? So this morning, I say thank you. That's all. I'm alive, thank God. Tomorrow is my brother's birthday, Benzo at 50. Bless you, man. On your behalf, I say thank you to God for your life. This is indeed our Jubilee year. To God be the glory. In the meantime, Obi Fred TV3, no more warning. Matisse Bear 3D's name is Sini Dada Debi no Mui. Film we chop almost 30 years, eh? And people they ask me, there you get here. Nonsense. And then me das. Me try chorus nibio. The next news broadcast is at 12. Before that, Kofi Wilson takes over your radio. And as always, my prayer for you is in the book of Numbers 6, 24 to 26 in the Bible. And that's what I genuinely, honestly pray for you, my listener. That the Lord bless you and keep you. The Lord make his face to shine upon you and be gracious unto you. That the Lord lift up his countenance upon you and give you peace. And may our covenant remain. It's a tough word out there. And so every time you stop to say a prayer, say one for me too. God bless us all. I sit down.